How you doing?
Good.
You ready? So you, and I'm sure you're aware I can't say long. Since it's,
Yes, sir.
okay, that's fine. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is municipal court for the city of Greenville. I understand that, Mr. Choice was arrested on, the 19th, which was Saturday, and, there was a bond request made, and I'll instruct him on it, but I would tell all of you that are here, I presume most, if not all of you, are family members, and, I'm not, authorized by law to set a bond, and I'll go over the charges with him, but, the bond is gonna have to be set in the Court of General Sessions up at the county courthouse, and, I'm not aware of him having an attorney as yet. Is there some effort underway to hire him an attorney? Okay.
He has an attorney.
Who is it?
Vinnie Messer. Vinnie Messer.
Is he with the Public Defender's Office? Yeah, I've never heard of, they got a whole brand new bunch of them up there. But he'll have to contact the solicitor's office and get, an attorney, process on through for that. If you, not an attorney, but a bond here is set up in front of a circuit judge, and, only a circuit judge can set bond in a murder case. So I just wanna let y'all know it's gonna just be pro forma this morning, and, won't be anything, significant, but we wanted to make sure there were, I understood there were a number of family members that wanted to be present, that's fine. Y'all could bring them up. Podium over here on the left. Observation. Now, Mr. Choice, I understand that you have, been charged with, 2 warrants in this matter. The first is a charge of murder, the second, a charge of possession of a weapon during a violent crime. The, murder warrant alleges that on, June the 19th, this past Saturday, that you shot, the victim in this case, Ms. Brown, and she was struck in the head at least one time, and she was, pronounced dead inside the vehicle that she was in. You exited the vehicle and left the scene on foot. The firearm was discarded and, later located by the police. You were identified by a number of witnesses, who had the description of you and provided statements to the police that arrived on scene. The handgun was recovered along, the path, which you had fled, and, the incident occurred on, Jenkins Street near Anderson Road within the city limits of Greenville. And the weapons charge simply, adds that, this was a weapon that was possessed by you during the commission of a violent crime. Now, as I understand it, you've been, offered, a preliminary hearing, and I think you, gave her the information. I'll understand further that you, made application for an attorney through the Public Defender's Office. Is that correct? All right. Are you currently working? And I take it a large number of these folks here in the courtroom are family members. Is that correct? Y'all want to hear from Ms. Brown?
I'm Todd Dalen's mother.
Very good. Well, we're glad to, have you folks here. I know it's, for both sides, it's been a rough situation for, everybody when something like this happens. I used to work for many years in the solicitor's office before I became the municipal judge, and worked quite frequently with families of victims of all kinds. And I hope y'all have been given information about contacting the victim witness unit up in the solicitor's office at the county courthouse, and they will provide assistance and help for y'all up there if you'll get in touch with them. You may have already been contacted by our victim witness office, which is part of the police department, and they can certainly provide some in the interim until the solicitor's office really gets the case and takes hold of it. And Detective Ferris can provide you with those ladies down at the city police department who are victim witness advocates, and get you in touch with them, and then she can connect you with the ones up at the courthouse as well. Now, Mr. Joyce, you say you're not working currently. Have you worked in the past?
Yes, sir.
How much education did you have?
11th grade.
11th grade. All right. So are you currently under the supervision of any physician or counselor or anything like that? Take any kind of medication for any kind of mental health issues or anything?
Yes, sir.
You do? Okay. But I mean, who do you go to get those prescriptions?
I was prescribed from Prisma Health.
I'm sorry?
I was prescribed from Prisma Health.
Oh, and by Prisma, so you have a physician over there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I told folks before y'all came in, you're not going to be able to have me set a bond. The law in South Carolina as such is that you, by this charge, are subjected to the possibility of a life sentence in prison, and for that reason, it's beyond my jurisdiction. So you'll have to be taken up to the state court when the solicitor's office and your attorney have scheduled the hearing for a bond to be set, and they'll have a bond hearing in state court for you. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you understand further that you have an absolute right to an attorney, an absolute right to a jury trial in this matter, and that if you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you before any case is heard. You understand that? Further, I hope you've been advised and would tell you you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law if you give any kind of statement. And if you choose not to answer questions, that's your right. And you can have your attorney present at any time when you are questioned. You understand that? All right. So, well, I'm going to defer bond to the circuit court for the purpose of these charges, and anything further other from the city this time. Detective Ferris?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so well, I appreciate your attendance as well, and as a result of what has occurred here today, I'm going to bind you over to the custody of the sheriff until such time as you are released by a circuit court judge. So if you'll step back in the back with them, that'll take you over. You have a question, man?
I would have to make a statement.
All right, folks, well, thank y'all very much for appearing, and I'm sure that the solicitor's office and the victim witness office will be in touch with y'all through probably one of the family members that are in close contact with them up there, and they can spread the word if you'd like to go up to state court, and they'll have a hearing where a circuit judge will actually make a decision about what, if any, bond will be permitted for Mr. Choice, pending the outcome of this case. Now, I would tell you in South Carolina, there's not an absolute right to a bond in a case like this, but bond only does two things. One, it protects the community by requiring any defendant out on bond for any charge to remain on his best behavior or her best behavior, and protect the peace and dignity of the state, meaning the community of Greenville. Second thing is to prevent an individual from fleeing the jurisdiction. And if they are a flight risk or if they're a threat to the community, that is a reason that a judge can deny bond. The amount of bond is merely a judge's discretion as to what he thinks will secure those two things. Either protect the community or make sure that the defendant does not flee the jurisdiction before the case can be called for trial. So remember that he is still presumed innocent at this time and will not be sentenced to anything until or unless he either pleads guilty or is convicted by a jury or possibly a judge at a bench trial in the Greenville County Courthouse when that case is called. So don't think that there might not be a bond, because that's always a possibility. I'm sure it will be substantial because of the nature of this case, but that's up to a circuit judge to decide at a later date. Again, I would suggest to you the bond hearing is probably going to be probably a couple of weeks away in state court, to say the least. It will take them time to get everything together and prepare for that, so they'll probably be scheduled sometime